and we jump right into our next cluster. In a few seconds, the first startup will present in this cluster. A short reminder, the startups present 3 minutes. The foundation members and experts, they have maximum 1 to 2 short questions. The startup present in the order they applied and in their cluster they chose. And again, we are live, so if we have some changes, I will announce them, and otherwise you go on our website with our schedule and all the information of our startups. So let's go. We start with number 27, Matteo Panzavolta, Autena.
Morning, everybody. Let me share my PowerPoint.
We hear you already nicely.
Yeah, perfect. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yeah, it's coming there.
Yep.
Super, you're all set to go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Matteo. I'm the CEO of Autena. Before Autena, I've been working for 20 years as an executive for large organizations such as GE, Alstom, and Honeywell, leading international team in operation, marketing, and innovation. In this period, I suffered from 3 major headaches: counterfeiting of goods, product diversion, and the absence of end users' data integrated in the information and decision system of a manufacturer. In my last role in Honeywell as head of innovation, I saw how the right combination of Internet of Things and blockchain could have helped me to solve these 3 major headaches for which I suffered 20 years of my life. This is how Autena started. In Autena, we believe in a future that is free of counterfeiting. Our goal is to revolutionize how brands of high-value goods protect their products and their reputation against counterfeiting and reach the next level of end-user engagement. Counterfeiting of goods is a problem that impacts society and companies at many different levels. It endangers human life. $100 billion are spent every year to fight it. In order to prevent it, we have created an end-to-end technology framework that can be used as a plug-and-play, but is open to integrate the most complex business-to-business setups. Our base solution is a near-field communication blockchain physical digital seal that is permanently linked to a product, and it features fraudulent refilling and dilution protection. We use blockchain to store and verify the product data, ownership transfer, and proof of authenticity. On top of our base solution, we are developing a rainbow of new features together with our customer to enhance end-user engagement and data capturing. Our solution is US and European patent pending, and as we are developing additional IoT elements, we are going to patent them as well. While other authentication companies focus on protecting the package, Autena protects the products, also against fraudulent refilling, and allows instantaneous and beautiful end users engagement and verification. We started from wine, we have 20 partners, and now we are active in agriculture, industrial, fragrances, and pharma, cooperating with multiple large corporations. We partner with industry leaders in each of the target segments to accelerate the speed of adoption, and thus create a multiple revenue stream that grow and compound over time. We have a solid go-to-market strategy. Our team is diversified and ready to get the job done with decades of experience in entrepreneurship. We are raising 2.2 million, and 90% are already committed. We are Autena. We are revolutionizing how high-value brands protect their products, their reputation, and most of all, their customers.
Thank you very much, Matteo. We go over to the questions. Christian Brandt, please.
Hi, Matteo. Thank you for the presentation. There are already some of these systems on the market. Can you say something about competition?
Yeah, so there was in one of the slides that I had here. So most of the competition that are in the market, they focus on protecting the package of the product with QR code, with hologram, and similar things. Our solution differs on that on two ways. On one side is a technology framework that can include different hardware elements, but even our base solution focus on protecting the product itself. So meaning against fraudulent refilling and dilution protection. And the next point is that we allow an instantaneous verification from the end user.
Okay, thank you.
Ale, Nico?
Yeah, it looks like your solution is based on RFID and the the ability of phones to read that. What is the cost of those RFID versus the cost of the packaging, and how relevant is it?
Yeah, is a good question. So our revenue models is a type of razor and blade. So so what we do is that we charge a very low competitive price for the hardware element. That can be RFID, can be other IoT elements in certain verticals, and we do that to create a fidelization effect. And then we monetize on the license fee, on upsales of new service, and upselling analytic data. So the cost of the hardware element in the base solution could be quite low.
Thank you so much, Matteo. And we are going to move on. I hear that number 60 Minecraft is not here yet, so we go on with 61. So Johann Wüthrich of Chaos ID.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you for being so speedy and ready. Super. We hear you well. We don't see your PowerPoint yet.
Here it is, right?
There we go. Super, and you're ready to go.
So, hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm Jan Wüthrich. I'm the founder and CEO of Chaos ID. A few words about me. I started my professional career 16 years ago as an apprentice. For the world leader in packaging machinery. And I also work for the world leader in security ink and anti-counterfeiting. At some point, I was with 2 babies. I was working 100%, renovating my house, but I needed a new challenge. So I started an engineering school that I was doing it at night. And this is where I developed the proof of concept of Chaos ID. I love challenges. I love to solve problems. I'm curious, but what I love most is to connect the dots. And this is what I did with Chaos ID, connecting my background of packaging industry and anti-counterfeiting industry. And what we developed is an innovative and elegant solution to fight counterfeiting, to fight gray market, parallel market, but also to build trust between the brand and the consumer. So when you scan a product with Chaos ID, you instantly know if it's real or fake, and you get information about the product. How does it work? We are capable to generate an infinite number of unique designs based on the design of the packaging of the product or its label. And this variation in the design, they act as the fingerprint of the product, and this is how we recognize it. What are the benefits for our leads? First, what they love is that there is no impact on their beautiful package design. It's fully integrated. Second, it's more secure and robust than traditional QR code or data matrix because it covers the whole surface and it's impossible to remove, scratch, paint over. And then it's also cost effective. It's only a fraction of the price of an NFC, and also it's sustainable. No electronics here. It's easy to use and implement. And what we see, especially in this period of pandemic, a lot of our leads, they want to use Chaos ID to push content and digital content to their client with tutorial videos or circular economy functionality. We are talking with 17 hot leads. We have ongoing partnership with global industry players. We have a team of experienced people with experience in packaging, in anti-counterfeiting, machine vision, sales, communication, and entrepreneurship. The company was incorporated in 2019. We are going to have our first revenue this quarter with our first client, and we are fundraising right now with our first investor being the CEO of a global packaging company specialized in cosmetic packaging. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Johan. Alain?
How much are you infringing? Are you close to the patents and the IP of Alpvision?
We are pretty far with our product. Alpvision, the patents, it's mostly on traditional printing techniques with offset or flexo. And our partners, they use digital printing, and we don't breach the IP of Alpvision.
Michael?
How much money do you make with a typical customer?
With typical customer, I would give you two examples of a big quotation and a small quotation. Small client, 300,000 product per year. What we will make here is around 25,000 Swiss francs recurrent each year. And we are in discussion with another client who wants to secure 4 million product per day. And the revenue is around 600,000 per year recurrent.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Johan. And
thank you.
We go on to number 74, Thorsten Hau, Fidentity.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Beautifully.
Wonderful.
And the slides are also there, so you're all set to go.
Okay, I just want to reset my timer. Thank you very much. That's what Google sees of you when you're on the internet. You're just a bunch of numbers. But that's not enough for a bank. A bank needs to KYC you. They need to know who you are. And this knowing who you are market is 15 billion globally. But still, it's surprisingly manual. When you do online identification, people are still looking at pictures and at videos and identifying you, which makes it costly. And the user experience is also not so good. Our solution is super simple to use in contrast. You have the user on a website, they sign up for a product, they start the identification, they come to our experience without an app download or any detour. They smile at the camera, they scan the document, and they're done and they can move on. Behind the scenes, we use AI. Here's an example of how the AI sees and understands the document. These colors represent the AI result where it detects regions of a document. And with this AI in the background, we can create superior user experiences. Here I show you a sample, how I, as a user, I show the wrong side of the document and I don't realize it. And so we tell you it's the wrong side. We do it in real time in the browser. And then when you have been able, you show the right side, we read out the data in real time and let you move on with the sign-up process. Behind this, we're a core team of 4 people. Eddie is the co-founder and technology lead. I'm CEO and salesperson. David is our machine vision expert and lead developer, and Daniel, the project manager who keeps us focused. We created the company in 2016. Recent milestones are that we were approved by KPMG as being FINMA compliant. And last year we showed 60% growth in recurring revenues, and we're looking forward to accelerate that. We've bootstrapped the company so far to a network of partners and customers, and we want to continue extending and growing. The next step is to go to Germany and then to Europe, eventually to EMEA with our product. And in parallel, we'll push the boundaries with our AI to make it better than human at identifying people. And to wrap it up, I have a little story for you. So this is how my studio to bring this presentation to you. We engineered that ad hoc. And that's what Fidentity was like 3 years ago. It was an improvised, and the results were okay, but the technology was shaky. But we've moved beyond that. We have a solid technology. We have the experience. We know what we're doing. We're providing good results. But in this market, there's potential. The business models will evolve, and we want to make a blockbuster out of this. And that's what we're going to do over the next couple of years. Thank you.
Thank you, Thorsten. Guy?
Thank you from our side for this presentation. If I'm not wrong, your company has been founded 2016.
Yes.
Now we are basically 5 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you still a startup, and what happened in this rather long time?
It's a hard one. We developed the product, so we started from scratch. We had no funding, and we built this. We acquired customers, and we built the technology. And from zero, we went to being on par with the biggest companies out there when it comes to our AI capabilities. And that despite a much improved user journey and user experience.
But what do you think now will happen in the next 5 years? Why this is now going faster? What has changed?
The technology is being more accepted by regulators, so they are more open to do this digitally. It's been a trend. Video ident is becoming obsolete slowly. That's also changing the market. Banks are betting more on this, and the technology is becoming really like mainstream, and that's happening right now. And I think regulatory change is a big topic in this.
Thank you.
Okay, we move on. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. We go on to 83, Deep Judge Paulina Gnanova.
Hi.
We hear you nicely, Paulina, and the slides is also there.
The slide is there. Thank you. Hi. We at Deep Judge are shaping the future of the legal profession. I'm the CEO, and I'm Paulina. And my passion for technology dates back to my very first exposure to the very first IBM personal system in North Macedonia, which is where I come from. And my passion led me to Switzerland, where I turned into a researcher. I have a master's in computer science from EPFL and PhD in machine learning from ETH Zurich. I also worked for several years as a research consultant at Google Brain and Google Research, where I saw firsthand how technology can change the lives of people. And as a researcher myself in the intersection of AI and language, I finally decided to start a venture on my own in this particular direction. Now let me show you. This is a legal document. And before lawyers do anything further with it, the very first step they need to take is to anonymize it. And anonymization may appear easy, but in fact, it's quite a difficult problem. You have to make sure to remove all pieces of information that might reveal the identity of the client. And a document rather looks like this, and there are hundreds of them involved. And it turns out that lawyers do this manually, wasting hours of their time while still making lots of mistakes for which they are personally liable. In fact, anonymization and similar legal document processing is exactly the #1 bottleneck in all branches of law firms, banks, and self-services. And we built the solution for this. Once you upload a document, our AI recognizes and highlights interesting information, including phone numbers, emails, bank accounts, law articles, locations, dates, prices, and so on. Once you click on an entity, you can get further information or choose to anonymize it throughout the entire document. You can anonymize entire classes, such as sole personal names, cover paragraphs, remove logos, and then simply export the document in an anonymized form while saving more than 90% of the time. In fact, we can solve any task around legal document understanding with the same efficiency. While competitors focus on individual subtasks, the unique thing about us is that we have a secret document understanding AI that is based on our own research. There are 3 key takeaway messages. First, we have a unicorn team. We have 4 PhDs in machine learning in AI from ETH Zurich and 2 distinguished advisors. Second, we are an early stage startup, but we're already gaining lots of traction. 1 month after incorporation, we have 2 paid pilots and multiple awards, including being named one of the top 10 Swiss fintech startups of 2021. And finally, now is exactly our time to utilize the traction. So we are asking you to join forces and also show that women with strong technological background can be successful leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Paulina. Ale?
Thank you for the presentation. We've been seeing quite a lot of projects in the, try to automatize what legal advisors do for their living. How do you differentiate, and who are your main competitors today?
Right. So I think this is the unique thing about us, actually, that what we do have is a general method, a document understanding method that is artificial intelligence. And with that, we can apply it to very different tasks. So competitors focus on individual subtasks, for example, just search. And instead, we have a general method. And then we can solve all these tasks together. And once the user uses one particular task, the general method keeps improving, which in turn improves all the other tasks as well. And this secret technology is based on something that we've done here at TTH for the past 6 years, and our knowledge from working at Google.
Okay. Thank you very much, Paulina. We move on. We go to number 89, Kaspar Adank, Suber.
Yes, hello, I'm Kaspar, co-founder and CEO of Suber. Let me just taking over the screen. So, here we are.
Perfect.
We have developed a smart cleaning platform for facility managers to clean in the right place at the right time. The reason why is that there is a market that hasn't changed for decades. I'm talking about the market only in Europe of 125 billion euros for professional cleaning every year, but serious inefficiency in service delivery. 30% of rooms in a building are cleaned, also they are not used. And directly linked to this inefficiency is a huge waste of hygiene products like chemicals or rags. And we have fixed cleaning schedules that are ignored to earn money, and the clients have no transparency about the cleaning services. I'm leading this team of pioneers to solve these problems and revolutionize the market. For up to 15% of cost savings, zero waste of hygiene products, and full transparency and fairness. So we are transforming a whole industry from low-tech to high-tech with our product for a demand-oriented planning and execution of cleaning tours. Let me show you the secret sauce. What the AcroProp was for Builder Vigier is the algorithm for Suber. The product enables our customers to set up a new building on service based on service level agreements, architectural plans, and sensor data within 1 day. And then, on this basis, artificial intelligence comes into play. Our algorithm calculates the optimized dynamic cleaning schedules with the push of a button, real-time and self-optimizing. These cleaning schedules, they are visualized on an intuitive front end for the cleaners, including work instructions. With that, our product doesn't only help the clients, but also the cleaners, a win-win situation. And this is not only a good idea on PowerPoint, but working already in real life. We are already in the market with 10 paying customers in 4 different countries. We have great feedback from them and from the customers and the users. And we are continuously improving our solution to fulfill our vision. With the support of successful entrepreneurs like the former Mr. Twin, Thierry Kneissler, or the Bernese investor Jörg Schwarzenbach. And it would be really an honor to have Vigier on board as well and to be supported by Vigier to drive our expansion and make sure that cleaning is everywhere done in the right place at the right time for more efficiency, transparency, and fairness, and zero waste. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kaspar. I was wondering about why would a company choose you over? I mean, why are you not so easily copyable? I mean, what is the thing here, Kasper? I mean, I think it's very easily to copy your product.
No, it's not, because we have built and trained this algorithm with real data over the last 2 years, and it's not easy to build this whole setup process of the building and then let this algorithm work and calculate these tours, these dynamic cleaning schedules.
Okay, so you say you have industry insight. Yeah.
Yeah, including the feedback loop from the cleaners. So this combination between artificial and human intelligence, of using human intelligence to make it better and to get the feedback loop to the product.
Okay, thank you. Good, then we move on. We go to, thank you very much, Kasper. We move on to number 120, ICA, Lukas Huber.
Yes, so let me quickly share the screen. Can you see my screen?
Perfect.
And everyone can hear me. Perfect. So thank you very much for having me here. I'm Lukas Huber. I'm the CEO of ICA. And we provide artificial intelligence to simplify the programming of robots. Yeah, good. So if you look at installation, how we program robots today, the whole process is very static. But on the other side, industry, users, they need flexibility in their product. This makes that over 75% of simple tasks are too hard and too expensive to automate. And that's why manufacturing is still repetitive and is done by hand. And unfortunately, it often gets outsourced, which we have seen is not very durable in also this pandemic situation. We provide a simple self-learning software. The simple and intuitive graphical interface allows anyone to program the robot. The self-learning with artificial intelligence modules really is the outcome, the USP of our software, and is the outcome of over 5 years of research. The software is modular and adaptable to any robot. So if you look what this looks like, really through pick and play, a robot can be programmed, and this the core of it are those modules where the robot can learn. And the robot takes its dexterity, which also we as humans have, to really adapt its task. And then the execution is very flexible. The robot can handle different situations, even if there's a certain uncertainty, which is very useful for production in Switzerland and abroad. So we provide this software to machine integrators and also machine as a service provider, which then deliver this whole product for their end users. On the one side is this robot license, but also this recurring license based on the data that we create and the artificial intelligence software. So the ICA is a company which comes out of EPFL and has been founded in 2019. We have seen the interest from industry, and myself, the background of mechanical engineering, I thought, seeing this interest, I want to create something new, innovative. And I really, every day I get energized when we see we can create great value for our customers and partners by connecting the skills of our business development people, but also of our technical people. Whereas at the core of it, we share a same vision that we want to make the interaction with robots as easy as to use a smartphone. But here I'm not alone. So Beck is also the co-founder and CTO, which has a background in computer science and human-robot interactions, which I'm always surprised is how fast he's able to create new AI algorithms. Then also Famia Atonastos on the business development side, who can get us any meeting with the CEO of the big and relevant companies. And also Gustav Hendricks, whom I'm surprised every day with what he can do with robots. And I want to thank very much for your support, and I hope together with the support of the Vigier Award, we can make production in Switzerland, we can make it intelligent and viable again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lukas. Christian?
Hello, thank you for your presentation. One question, how much it takes for you to interface with a new robot or a robot you don't know?
Yeah, so a robot, if you don't know, if it's a very different brand, then it takes us around 1 week because the whole software is very robot agnostic. So we really only have to do the small API.
Thank you.
Sven?
How do you sell your product and how do you price it?
So the base price of the software is at 10,000 Swiss francs. And it is like this box that we sell to a client, which he then can just plug and play to the robot. So this box is like the brain of the robot. And then also, especially when it gets integrated in machine as a service, it's through this machine provider. There we have those modules, which range in price between 1,000 and 5,000 Swiss francs. And those get priced on a yearly basis.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lucas. We go over to 142 to Virginia Hess.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to Virginia Hess, De Domena.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I will start.
We hear you really well, Virginia.
And do you see my presentation?
Yes, and you go into the presentation mode. There we go.
Ready? Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So I start. Hi, everyone. My name is Virginia. I'm the CEO and co-founder of De Domena. And since my earliest childhood on, I was always wondering, why are some neighborhoods great places where people thrive and businesses flourish, and many others are the pure opposite? They are boring, empty, and no businesses around. The problem is that city makers focus on hard facts. They don't know, they have any data about the people. They don't know how they use the place, what their needs or expectations are. This leads to uninformed planning and investment decisions, which has high cost and delays as a consequence. And we see that, for example, we have more than 700 square meters of vacant retail space, and we see similar trends for office space and also apartment. And this leads also to a shrinking quality of life, especially in city. We see mental illness is rising fast. We solve this problem at De Domena by aggregating a multiple variety of data sources. We analyze and benchmark them and visualize them in our web portal. This can be applied for every neighborhood in Switzerland, enabling city makers to create great places by answering questions like, why is this public space popular and the other one not? Why is this retail working here and somewhere else not? Or where can I find the right location for my new business? We are part of an 11 billion Swiss franc global market, which is expected to grow with 15% CAGR within the next 5 years. We have identified a market, an obtainable market for us of 120 millions. We expect to be profitable within the next 3 years. Our core customers are property developers and asset managers. We will also serve municipalities and cantons as well as retailers. Our business model is based on data, on a data-driven platform. We will have urban intelligence and portfolio monitoring services based on a subscription model, and we also sell targeted marketing and location matching on a commission fee basis. We have built our MVP and started with 2 paid pilot projects this year. We want to grow quickly in Switzerland, for what we need 300,000 Swiss franc of capital. After that, we will enter Germany and Austria. We are a diversified and skilled team with the relevant experience from the industry to build the product and run the company. We have great advisors. We share the passion to create neighborhoods for people love and feel connected to, and bring urban development to the next level. And we hope also that one of our supporters will become the Vigier Foundation, and we care about sustainability. I'm happy to take your questions.
Thank you, Virginia. Felix Grisard.
Where do you get the information from what makes a site attractive? I think it's, if you have this ability, this is something great. And what is your competition?
So what is our competition? We have here a list of our key competitors. We differentiate ourselves by providing a huge variety of different data sources. Our competitors are often just project-based, and they use only one or two different data sources, often telecom data. And what we do differently is we care more about where social interaction happens whereas our competitors, they care a lot how many people walk through a street, so they measure the footfall. And we try to provide information about why are people using this space, how long do they spend there, make predictions, will they come back, and so on. We take a lot of this information from mapping platforms or also from social media, where we have a lot of insight what is important for people. We use, of course, also other data like weather data or statistical data.
Okay, thank you so much, Virginia.
Thank you.
And we go on to number 150, Cyril von Planta, Green Tensor. We cannot hear you yet.
Yeah. Let me quickly go to the presentation. Yes. So, hello everybody, good afternoon. I am Cyril von Planta. I am the CEO of Green Tensor, and what we do is we make a software to make machine learning faster. So in fact, most of the previous applicants are possible customers of ours. Now, what we really do in detail is we make the training in machine learning faster. That is the adapting of the weights in a network. And that is usually dependent, of course, on the amount of data you train your neural network with, the size of your network, if you have fast hardware, if you have a lot of hardware. Our solution is different. Our solution is totally algorithmically. And basically, we transfer algorithms from our science field to machine learning. Now, why is this such a fundamental problem, you might ask? It is because the networks have really grown vastly in the last couple of years. And they are now so big that if you train a good network, you really have to wait days and even weeks until it's finished. And in the process, you burn a lot of energy. That means the energy consumption of data centers in 2018 was about 4 times that of Switzerland. This all happens in a market that is growing very fast. So the estimates here go from 36 billion to 126 billion. And this is why the Green Tensor solution can provide a lot of value to our customers. So they obviously save costs, they save time, they save energy, but almost more importantly, they can train larger networks, they can have faster development cycles, and they can have more real-time machine learning applications. We used 2020 to do a proof of concept, and we were able to get a speed up of 300%. This publication is online. Now, how do we do this? The secret lies in the team and in the know-how in the team. We are all specialists in optimization. There's Professor Krause, my PhD advisor, Dr. Kopanchakova, my colleague, and myself. You all have a background in optimization, myself in mathematics, neuroinformatics, data science too. And moreover, I have 10 years of industry experience in the pricing in a big Swiss insurance company, where I was in the mid-management. And then I decided I didn't quite have the corporate personality to make it to the C-level. This is why I went to the Institute of Computational Science. And together with my colleagues, we joined up and we started not only Green Tensor, we started a new field of research. And we will be delighted and happy if you from the De Vigier Foundation can join us on our journey.
Cyril. Christian?
Hello, Cyril. Thank you for the presentation. One question, how do you make money?
That's very simple. The easiest straightforward way is the freemium model, which we want to pursue. That is, the software will be available as a component you can download via package management. So people in the community know this. This is the Conda packet manager. And so you download a free version. If you want to use it for commercial purposes, so that is for big networks, you have to buy subscription. And our business plan thinks about $200 per subscription, which would then cover one computing node.
Okay, thank you.
Alain?
Yeah, thank you. I guess, I mean, you're in a very, very hot field, obviously, and most PhD students in mathematics or computing or whatever are working around machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc., etc. So I could imagine there are thousands of people working on better solutions than what's existing today. How do you differentiate to all those people?
Well, our differentiation is that we come from a different field. So the field of machine learning stemmed from informatics. And these people, they are used to take an algorithm that works and make it faster by having better memory addressing, by buying better hardware. And so essentially, the whole field runs very fast in the same direction. There's not a lot of creativity going on. And I hope I don't go into too much detail here, but the main algorithm that is used is stochastic gradient descent. And this is, from our field, it's a very primitive algorithm. It's very easy to take something faster, and this is what we are developing now. In fact, the field that we come from is so-called multigrid field, and this is it in its field, which is physics, is the fastest solver. And in fact, it's already been proven in that paper I showed you, and we are now working on extending on that.
Yeah, say your last sentence, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Sorry about that. No, we are working on extending that.
Yeah. I know it's sometimes difficult. We try to kind of get as much information and we want to keep it short at the same time. So thank you so much, Cyril.
Thank you.
We go on to 234 to Eugenia Barisheva.photon.
Good afternoon. I hope you can hear and see my screen.
I can hear you. I see your screen.
That's perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Eugenia. I'm CEO and co-founder of .photon. It's a Zug-based startup specialized on image compression. And today I would like to tell you why it really matters. And first, let's think about two concepts we are all familiar with. The first one is a Swiss cantonal hospital that normally has 4 petabytes of data storage. And second, innovation, AI. We've just heard there are so many companies exploring AI, and especially AI in imagery and in diagnostics. And we all heard that AI-based algorithms are great in helping doctors, for example, to find rare cases of cancer or finding right treatment protocols for cancer very efficiently. And now let's put two things together. Do you know what will happen if we really apply AI-based learning and diagnostics in cancer research in a Swiss cantonal hospital? Do you know data of how many patients will be able to put in the storage system? Well, actually, out of existing 5,000 patients, we will be able to put their data on 125 patients only. And the reason is the data. The reason is that AI needs huge data sets. And because of the critical environment where literally human lives depend on the quality of the data, the size of the data set is absolutely huge. And this actually proves that AI is not yet really scalable into real life scenarios. And this is the problem our company .photon solves. we developed an image compression technology that allows to compress images up to 10 times losslessly. It is 5 to 10 times better than any competition in the market. It's fast and it's reliable. So this technology comes from quantum physics research, and it's patented. The technology, the product, and the business model have been validated by our existing customers. As a CEO, I'm extremely proud today that .Photon, a very small company, is providing the reliability and speed to the image compression of such companies like Bosch, PCO, which is scientific camera manufacturer, the European Space Agency, ICL, and many others who are not even mentioned here. Our business model is selling volume-based compression software license to industry and research companies. We sell them directly or through camera and system manufacturers. It allows our small team to piggyback their sales force, and it's working very well, so it's validated and working right now. For now, we mostly focus on biotech imagery from our sales part and commercial part of the team. However, there are many other sectors that rely on high quality imagery and actively are implementing AI for critical decisions. And they are starting already to use .Photon products too. So we are based in Zug. We are 11 in the team. We have raised more than 3 million Swiss francs in equity and grants since 2018, have more than 3 patents for now. And these are numbers which definitely matter. But for me as a CEO and entrepreneur, what matters most is those people who are experienced scientists or people coming from the industry. And second is our common vision. We all have extensive professional background, and we came to build .Photon because we all believe that AI and imagery play a pivotal role in the future of innovation. And this big image data must be reliable and suitable for AI, regardless of the industry. This is a huge challenge. However, after 2 years of work together, I can truly
wrap it up. I'm sorry, but wrap it up, please.
Yes. So, yeah, sorry, I ran out of the time, but it was the last phrase.
Yeah, just two last phrases. No, let's do the last 2 phrases. They're important.
It was the last one. It was the last one. Rego, thank you very much. I'm just thinking that we are ready to accept the challenge.
There we go. Thank you so much. So we go over to the questions. Christian, please.
Is this technology also suitable for more commercial aspects like HDTV or any other distribution of?
So we really specialize. It's a market-driven solution. If you look on the competitive landscape, the lossy technologies, so more consumer applications, our competitions there would be Apple and Google. It would be very hard to play over there. However, the highest quality of imagery, raw imagery, which is used now actively by professional applications, no one's really taken care of them. And the status quo of their big data stayed for the many years already right now. So this is why it can be applicable, for example, for production, where raw videos are used, for autonomous vehicles, for satellite imagery, for drone imagery, and all that kind of applications. So theoretically, we could develop it in a different field more towards consumer, but this is not where we're focusing right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I say thank you so much, Eugenia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we move on to the micro and nanotechnology startups. And the start makes number 6, Dennis Sutter, Condan 0.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm Dennis Sutter, and I'm the co-founder of the company Condan 0, that is a spin-off company from the University of Zurich. And we have been supported by the Werner Siemens Foundation, by the Bridge Grant from Innoswiss and SNF, by VentureKick and Venture Lab, and the ESA BIG program. We produce scientific instruments that cool down to extremely low temperatures close to the absolute 0 point at minus 273 degrees Celsius. And this temperature range is very important for many different research applications, such as quantum materials, quantum computing, but also drug discovery. And what we are focusing on in particular is producing scientific instruments for cryotransmission electron microscopy, or short cryo-TEM. And this is very important to look at materials with atomic accuracy, or to look at proteins or molecules or viruses, such as the novel coronavirus. What is the problem? At the current state of the art, when it's over 2 hours to cool down to these temperatures, in this time you're blocking the instrument and you have high operational costs. Secondly, once you reach these base temperatures, you only have about 15 minutes and then it warms up again. So in this short period amount of time, you have low scientific output leading to a shrinking TEM market. What we do with Conan Zero, we can cool down in 10 minutes and we can sustain this temperature for over 24 hours. So with this short cool down time, we can save operational costs, we're unblocking the instrument, and with this long extended experimental time, we can give back this time to researchers for higher scientific output and a growing TEM market. How big is this market? Every microscope needs one sample holder, and we are selling our sample holders for 250,000 Swiss francs. There are worldwide about between 10 or 20,000 cryo-TEMs in operation. And this is a growing market because the maturity of this TEM technology that led to scientific breakthroughs and also the Nobel Prize in 2017. And on the competitional side, we have one direct competitor, that is Gatan, and the Gatan product is on the market for 150,000, and we almost double the price. This is mainly due to the added value of our product. And this is reflected in our customer sales pipeline. We received 2 weeks ago our first 2 purchase orders, so we make sales of 550,000 for 2 items. And in our core team, it's Dominic Bissett and myself. Dominic has an engineering background. I have a physics background. But together, we've worked for over 10 years. We've worked together in the same company for 7 years, building scientific instruments and realizing them in real life. Our third core team member is Johan Chang. He's a professor for experimental physics at the University of Zurich. And then we have a very versatile advisory team from the business side, also our in-Swiss coach, but also from the TEM industry side, we have very specific advisory there too. And I would like to end this presentation with our unique selling proposition of cooling down fast and maintaining this for a long time, cooling sprint science marathon. Thank you.
Much, Dennis. We go over to the questions. What is your competition, Dennis?
Yeah, there's only one direct competitor that basically has this negative downsides of the product that we are alleviating. So there's one direct competitor on this field.
Yeah. And so what I understood from your presentation, it's really very unique to cool it down so fast and to such an extent.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I say thank you very much to you, and we move on to number 54, Melvin Haas, isochronic.
Yes, hello everyone. Can you hear me and see the screen?
Yes, we can hear you. We see your screen. You're fine. Yes.
Excellent. So, hello everyone. My name is Melvin Haas, and a little while ago, I made a discovery in a field that I'm deeply passionate about, which is the world of robotics and automated manufacturing. Isochronic is developing a new category of continuous motion industrial robots, which allow for transporting multiple parts simultaneously. This animation illustrates our customer's problem, which is a ubiquitous industrial process called pick and place. While placing one object into its receptacle is an easy task, repeating this step 1 million times every day requires advanced industrial robotic systems. The current technique for solving this problem was invented at Switzerland's EPFL in 1985. Taking each part one after another, the Delta robot is still the world leader in pick-and-place applications in industry today. 35 years later, our young startup has discovered an even better solution, an isochronic robot. As you can see in the animation on the bottom, our novel robot kinematic is significantly faster due to several parts being transported simultaneously.
Anything, you're still by the customer problem and the cookie, so it seems not to work.
Let's go back here. Third slide again. Is it showing?
No, it's not.
Share the screen one more time.
Yes, please do.
Third slide now.
I don't see a slide yet. Yeah.
Is it coming?
Not yet. Just let's try. We give you another second or 2 or 3. So.
It seems to be sharing fine. I'll start again.
Yeah, try.
Now?
It shows that you started it, but it does not show.
One more time.
Yes, let's do one more time, and then otherwise we just take you at the end.
Yep, it shows it's sharing on my screen here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think we take you at the end, okay? Is that fine for you?
No problem. Let's try again later.
Yes. We go on with 152, Mario Stucchi, Dimpora.
Hello everyone, I think you can see me and hear me and see my screen.
All perfect.
Very good. So welcome, I'm Mario. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Dimpora, and actually I'm wearing one of our products, and you also see in the picture what we're doing. We provide materials for clothing manufacturers to make people like me and potentially also you being outside, being comfortable outside, being protected from rain, but also being dry from the inside, from your sweat, but not actually putting harmful chemicals into nature. Because currently in the $2 billion market, that is what spent is on materials to make these clothing, most of it is covered by our main competitor, Gore-Tex, that uses fluorinated chemistry. Fluorinated chemistry has a lot of negative effects to the environment and human beings. And the alternatives in the market, unfortunately, don't show the required performance that people like you and me need when we go outside. But big brands, they are actively looking for new solutions. And we provide this solution. And this work has been based on my PhD thesis at ETH Zurich. I patented a process that is based on nano and micro technology on how to create membranes that are porous and actually provide this superb waterproofing and breathability for you to be protected. This can all be run on existing machinery and is protected by a patent. To make it a bit more visual, on the left, we see a product that we designed to be very waterproof, so something you would wear for hunting or fishing where you're stationary. And on the right, you have something that you would wear for going for a run or a hike where you sweat more, and it's more open and you have more breathability in your structure. Our products, that's what we are selling right now. On the left, you see the base material which went into this jacket. This was shipped like this in this week to our partner in Chur, Rotauf. They're making jackets out of this. It's a laminate, so fabric, membrane fabric, and they are now going to make jackets for the customers. In the middle, we see our next product in the pipeline where we are working and selling JDAs with our commercial partners. When they want to have a specific material turned into a membrane, our technology allows that, and they get their specific material for the customers to be sold. On the right, we have the most innovative part of our technology. Since we have this templating approach, we can make free shape membranes. So we can make a foot and a sock out of a membrane. Whereas now, you probably all know that you have seam tapes in your jackets, which stitch up the membrane, and then you have to seal it again. So you have twice the work, twice the cost to assemble such a product. With our membranes, you won't anymore. I'm very happy to be the CEO of our company. I actually grew up with 3 aunts having companies all around me. They're still running and leading their companies. And I saw the hardships and also the benefits of being an entrepreneur. And since I got a lot of positive feedback during my PhD from the material side of things, so the companies were actively looking for solutions to replace the current suppliers, I decided with my co-founder Anna Belzung to jump into this and work since 2019 on providing nature with more sustainable solutions for people to wear and enjoy. Thanks a lot, and I'm happy to answer the questions.
Thank you, Mario. Christian?
Thank you for the presentation. How do you want to bring this technology to the market? So what is your market entry strategy?
So we entered the market already with the smaller partners like Rotauf. For larger partners, we have to scale production first. And scaling production is at the moment an OEM model where we provide the input materials and we have the steps in between worked by partners that are actually already owning the machinery required for this. So we don't buy our own machinery. And then we sell these materials to our customers. And that's based on rolls of material as you saw them in the picture.
Alain?
Okay, thank you.
Now, the 1,000-pound gorilla in the market, which is Gore-Tex, is being very strong in branding its own stuff and adding value, quote unquote, to the product. Are you going to follow a similar strategy or do something different than them?
So we are going to follow a similar strategy. It's actually very true that they did a great job. One different thing that we are going to do, we are going to be more open with our partners, because we have seen a very big need of the companies to be more free in their designs. That's one thing that actually Gore, with their dominance, limits them very much in. And so that's kind of an added benefit that we can provide to the partners, along with a few added benefits in the performance, as for example, breathability, where we are better than the Gore products currently on the market.
Okay, thank you so much, Mario.
Yeah.
We'll go on with 182, Florian Döring, XR Nanotech.
Hello.
Hi.
Screen share start. Great.
You're all set.
All right. Good. Hello, everyone. We are XR Nanotech, a spin-off from the Paul Scherrer Institute, and we develop innovative nanostructured optics to make the nano world visible. And this is extremely important to see smallest structures like newly emerging viruses, or to look into microchips where transistor sizes approach just 7 nanometers. However, conventional resolution in microscopy is limited to around 50 nanometer, which makes it impossible to see such small structures. But after years of research and development, we were able to break a world record in a sub-5 nanometer focusing. That means it allows our customers 10 times higher resolution. That means you can see 10 times smaller structures or 10 times more details. And this resulted in a strong product where IP is protected and which allows us to outclass our competition and approach $1 billion market. And here we are very proud that today is a great day, because today is our first birthday. 1 year ago exactly on this day, XR Nanotech was founded. And in this 1 year, we made a great track. We started with a major product and we sold it to key opinion leaders in their field. We enabled new applications of light, and we generated already 300,000 Swiss francs in revenue in our first year. This resulted also in a lot of traction on the Swiss and European market and with our customers. And also, it made us very proud that we were able to get seed capital of more than $1 million in this first year by first sales, by early investments, and moreover, by the grants from some of the most prestigious startup supporting foundations in Switzerland, like the Gebert Foundation, like VentureKick, and high-tech business incubation centers like the European Space Agency or CERN. And now with the DVG Foundation, we hope for your support in order to internationalize more. Coming from Switzerland, we want to go to Europe, to the US, and to Asia in order to reach our ambitious revenue goals of more than 20 million in 5 years. For that, of course, you need an amazing team. And here we are really lucky to have a motivated and dedicated team of young scientists, of businessmen, of engineers, and entrepreneurs, supported by a great board of advisors. And everyone in our team is aligned to the vision of XR Nanotech. Everyone wants to make the world a better place, and we dream of a world in tomorrow that our insights of our products will be used to cure diseases in pharma, to continue with Moore's law and electronics, to advance technology, and to understand the building blocks of life and matter. We are XR Nanotech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Florian. Guy, please.
Thank you for this presentation. I was wondering, what is your business model? How do you make money?
We are a hardware selling company. We fabricate our own optics. We sell them to international customers in the research field, to academics, to high-tech customers for microscopes and so on.
And how you bring it to the market, this box?
At the moment, we target academic customers coming from PSI. We have a lot of contacts there, and that allowed us to get right away with first revenues. And we want to grow on that, grow internationally and grow topically to also go to the industrial markets and maybe later on the medical markets with X-rays.
Thank you.
Michael, you had also a question?
Yes, thank you very much for this nice presentation. What are your main challenges right now?
Our main challenges is exactly to get this step from our current niche in science, in academia, in this market, to get to really great players in the industry, to get to players like Zeiss who are building microscopes, and to sell our optics in also other markets, not only in the academic, but also in the industrial and later in the medical.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Florian. And we move on to 148, Stefan Abel, Lumiphase.
Oh.
So we hear you. We hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfectly fine.
Yes. And
okay.
And you have.
I can start. I don't have slides. It's fine. So I can directly start.
Then go.
This event today is a prime example of how our society will live and work together in future. We are on a large Zoom event globally. Our connectivity seems to be for free. But is that really free? To answer this question, let's reflect on what's happening behind our meeting right now. I'm live recording my video here in Kirchberg, where the data is sent in an underground optical fiber network through the Zurich area. And from there, it's distributed around the globe. A data center, likely in Germany, Ireland, or the US, will collect all of our video streams, process them, create backups, and send the data back to your and my home office. All of our video streams will travel thousands of kilometers right now. Is that for free? Certainly no. My name is Stefan Abel. I'm co-CEO of Lumiphase, and from working 10 years in the field at IBM, I know this topic very well. The infrastructure needs and the energy consumption behind our connectivity are massive. Already today, 7% of the global electricity is consumed by the ICT sector. A large amount of this exploding power consumption is actually happening at the interface between the electrical world, which is used for doing computation, and the optical world, which is used for transferring the data. At this interface, millions of semiconductor electro-optic chips are doing the work. Also right now in our meeting. The market just for this communication segment is $4 billion, and it grows by more than 25% every year. It is clear that current technologies are hitting a wall, and the industry needs disruptive solutions. And this is exactly what we have developed at IBM and decided to spin off to Lumiphase. At Lumiphase, we develop, manufacture, and within 2 years, sell optical chips that are so cheap, so compact, and so efficient that we will grow the number of optic connections across the globe from tens of millions to tens of billions. But what is our secret sauce? We developed a radically new concept for such optical chips. It is based on a novel material, a perfect Swiss-grade crystal with unique optical properties that we integrate into a semiconductor platform that is scalable and we can produce it at high volume. The concept has been known for decades, but no one ever managed to make it real. At Lumiphase, we now managed. We're the first ones to commercialize such optical chips, which solve an industry-wide problem. I developed these unique chips at IBM Research Lab just around the corner for 10 years, initially creating these crystals atom by atom with my own hands. It became clear that stepping out of IBM was the only way to get the full value of what we generated. With amazing colleagues, we set up Lumiphase to bring our products to the market. Today, we develop our chips at record pace with a passionate team and are already engaged with key customers and have excellent supporters. I'm absolutely convinced that we have set up the right course for our mission to connect the world more efficiently and sustainably. Let's make this successful together.
Thank you very much, Stefan.
Any questions?
Ale, Nico?
As you mentioned in your presentation, there's been a lot of work done over the last, I would say, 15, 20 years, probably on optical transmission and whatever. Why do you stand out from all the other projects that have been done, amongst others at IBM?
So what we developed is really a very disruptive technology. I mean, the field has been evolving over the last 10, 20 years, that's true. But we developed this crystal material that has a factor 10 better electro-optic conversion efficiency. In this material, nobody else has it today in the world. And we have this material and integrate it into a semiconductor platform that's really boosts the performance, reduces the footprint, and it reduces the cost a lot. And that's what's really differentiating from everything else which is out there.
And how does it integrate into existing manufacturing processes?
That's a very good question. So we are currently setting up this supply chain where we use what's out there in the world. So we use foundries, fabrication lines, and we integrate into these fabrication lines our own manufacturing step that we do in-house. So this whole ecosystem, we use as much as we can, what's already developed and what's not different from what we do, but we integrate our unique materials, our unique designs into the chain so that at the end, we have a real volume production.
Thank you so much, Stefan. You had your 2 questions, so we move on. Thank you. We go on to 222, Ali Altun, Uniseas. Ali, we see your PowerPoint.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but we can't see you.
Because, wait.
You need to turn on. There we go.
Sorry.
There we go.
Good. All right. So you can hear me and see me.
Super.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ali Özhan Altun. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Unisource AG. I have a PhD on nanotechnology at ETH Zurich and substantial work experience in semiconductors industry in South Korea. And my company is developing a technology which will address one of the biggest problems of semiconductors industry. Semiconductor companies like Intel, Samsung, lose billions of dollars because of the particle contamination on the surface of the wafers. For example, for the latest generation 7 nanometer chips, the typical manufacturing yield is lower than 50%. Okay, but it is actually possible to eliminate these contaminants and save these billions of dollars, but only if we can detect, we can see these particles on the surface of the wafer. Now here comes the technical challenge. Industry needs a technology which can detect particles as small as 10 nanometer on silicon wafer. Right? Now, finding this 10 nanometer particle on silicon wafer is like finding an apple over France, and it needs to be done within minutes. Today, Unisource is the only technology which can accomplish this challenging task. We have fundamentally different approach. We invented a nanocoating technology which makes invisible particles visible. Now, combining this nanocoating technology with an optical microscope, we developed the most sensitive optical wafer scanner in the world. Now, our wafer scanner first applies this coating and then scans the wafer with a laser, detecting even the smallest particles. Business model is simple. We will sell the wafer scanners with its consumables with a profit margin larger than 70%. Addressable market is about $700 million, and we target reaching 10% of this addressable market within 5 years. Our minimal viable product is ready and recently received a strong validation from a leading industry committee in the United States. By the end of next year, we will demonstrate the performance of our technology with a pilot product at customer site, which is an important milestone to be able to sell the first wafer scanner. Now, if you ask me what is my biggest motivation as an entrepreneur, and I will say it is about building a strong and functioning team. Now, here we have Fabian Walter, responsible for the software, Timur Schneider, responsible for the hardware. And it is these 2 young Swiss engineers from ETH Zurich developing a product which outperforms multi-billion-dollar competitors. And I admire the success of my young partners every day. Now, as the CEO of Unisource AG, my number one aspiration is exactly this: building a company culture which helps young talents reveal their true potentials so that they can become the master of their fields. And I believe it is nothing but it's great people which can make a company great. Well, thank you very much for listening to me, and I'll try to answer if you have any questions.
Thank you, Ali. Sven Hoffman.
Yes, what about the competition? Is there any? If yes, are they advanced or far behind you?
All right, now there is a company from the United States in Silicon Valley, and they have a product family which generates actually $500 million revenue for them. And this tool, one tool is about $30 million that can detect down to, that's 19 nanometer, and they are the market leader. Okay. The second company, the Japanese company, they can detect down to 25 nanometers, So we are detecting down to 8 nanometers. But I just say that our target segment is actually not challenging them, because these tools, what they are providing, is extremely expensive, because all the optics and everything is custom built, very, very expensive tools. So they cannot be used in laboratories. They're just simply so expensive to be used in laboratory. So we are targeting the laboratory because it's still generating potential, significant market potential. So we are not challenging these competitors for our first product. Okay.
Thank you. Good. Then we move on to number 60. This is from the ICT. This is Joshua Hönker, Minecraft.
Yes. Can you hear me and see me?
Super. I think you're ready to go. We are happy to have you back.
Okay, yes. Sorry for the initial technical problems. Now I'm here and I'm fully yours.
Yeah.
So let's start. Hello and welcome to this presentation. I am Joshua Hönker, founder and CEO of Minecraft. During the last 20 years, I have been a
Joshua,
passionate...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when you started, we did not see your slide anymore. So we only see you. Is that intentional?
That is not intentional.
Then you probably hit something and then your slides were gone.
So I will try again and you tell me if it works.
Please, please.
Can you see this full screen slide here now?
We can only see you. We can only see you.
Okay, I will try it in another way. Just give me 1 minute, please. I think there is a trick to swap the screens. How about now?
No. How do you feel about presenting without slides? Or we can take you afterwards. We have one more, so you have another go. And maybe you choose then only to have the slides and we hear your voice.
Okay, so I wait one round and I will try to optimize my setup and then we will see.
There we go. Super. So we are just going to 54. Melvin Haas, isochronic.
Excellent. Let's try one more time. Do you see my screen?
We see your screen. We hear you well. I think you're ready to go.
All right. So hi, everyone. One more time. My name is Melvin Haas. And a little while ago, I made a discovery in a field that I'm deeply passionate about, the world of robotics and automated manufacturing. Isochronic is developing a new category of continuous motion industrial robots, which allow for transporting multiple parts simultaneously. This animation illustrates our customer's problem, which is a ubiquitous industrial process called pick and place. While placing one object into its receptacle is an easy task, repeating this step 1 million times every day requires advanced industrial robotic systems. I hope the animation is playing here.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yes, go on. It moved first. Go on.
Next slide.
Yep.
Now, the current technique for solving this pick-and-place problem was invented at Switzerland's EPFL in 1985. Taking each part, one after another, the Delta robot is still the world leader of pick-and-place applications in industry today. 35 years later, our young startup has discovered an even better solution, an isochronic robot. As you can see in the animation on the bottom,
Melvin, we don't see any. It's still by the second slide. Do you want to try only with the slides and we have your voice off, or only you? I would just give it a try here.
Well, I can continue talking. Yes, there's some very interesting slides, would have been interesting to show, but I can do without. So our startup has developed a better solution than this Delta robot, which would have been shown in the animation. The main takeaway being that it is significantly faster, as several parts can be transported simultaneously. Then the next slide would show a picture of our prototype, which we have built in the recent months, which also shows the industrial design that we have as a vision. The main benefits stem from the robot's unique design of its main arm, which is at the heart of Isochronic's innovation. Then on the next slide, there would be another animation going, showing various different products from our daily lives, which are touched all by industrial robots before they arrive at the consumer. And my hope would have been to entice our audience to think about isochronic the next time they see any of these common products. And then finally, the question how isochronic did come to be. And the story is that in my previous position as a sales engineer for a Swiss automation industry supplier, I was very fortunate to travel all around the world, such as on the picture that would be visible now, showing me at an exhibition in Japan, seeing firsthand how the world's best companies would go about automating their manufacturing facilities. Now, I am a decidedly curious person, and what struck me seeing all of this was how fundamentally industrial robots really haven't evolved that much since their invention several decades ago. And I caught myself thinking how a better system would need to function until during one sleepless night a few years ago, I had a life-changing idea. And that night's discovery ended up becoming Isochronic's first patent. And in the following, I sensed deep inside of me that I would regret it for the rest of my life if I would not be the one to invest all his energy and resources into realizing this invention. So it holds the promise to make a major impact on the world of manufacturing nonetheless. Very fortunately, I did find my two co-founders who helped me start our company last year, and our team has grown very quickly since then to around 10 contributors in recent days. We're going to need a lot more than 10 people to realize our vision for the future of the global manufacturing industry. And I thank you in advance for your support.
Thank you very much, Melvin. And now we go over to the question. You did a fabulous job without, you just jumped right in. This is quite difficult.
We're live after all.
There we go, real life. Guy Böttinia.
Yes, thank you for this presentation and your flexibility. It's called Thinking on Your Feet, I believe. Outline a little bit how you make some revenue, how you are going to make some money with this invention.
Yes, it's an obvious technical benefit offered by our solution. And the most obvious way maybe could be to build a standard product or a range of standard components that can be assembled into various standard products which fit the automation industry. Another option that could lead us to scale our revenues significantly faster would be to think about a licensing revenue model, which would also allow third parties to license key proprietary technology from us and use our technology without us having to be involved in every single project, which is the main barrier to scaling rapidly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Christian, you had a question?
What is the status of your robot development?
So we spent about the majority of the last year, and we're still busy finalizing touches on our prototype, which has been built in our offices here in Lausanne, which is built up to industrial quality standards based on standard components available in the industry. And we're now thinking about improving that prototype to the next iteration and final product.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Melvin. And we go.
Thank you for your patience. Have a nice one.
Yes, you too. And we go once more back to number 60, to Joshua Hönker, Minecraft. Let's give it a try here. It just needs to work now, Joshua. We don't hear you.
Okay, please let me know if you can see and hear me and my slides as well.
I can see and hear you. I don't see your slides.
Okay, I suggest I will continue without the slides. It's unfortunate, but I will do my best.
You take on the challenge.
Okay, so hello and welcome to this presentation without slides. I am Joshua Hönker, founder and CEO of Mindcraft. During the last 20 years, I have been a very passionate engineer and entrepreneur. I have founded several companies, and when I founded Mindcraft, it was my heart's desire to create a company that becomes a home for programmers and engineers. I have seen several things in my past, and sometimes I saw things failing simply because of internal culture and a lack of values. So it was my biggest wish to really set up a company where values have their place. And to grow a team, and it's sad that you can't see it, it's a team of 8 people now, a team of highly skilled engineers who all fully identify with the company and our values. I firmly believe that through our values and through this team and its competence, we are in a perfect position to target markets that and to succeed beyond our own expectation. So our vision is the mirror world. I don't know if you ever heard about that term, but it's the digitization of everything that has not yet been digitized since the existence of the internet. As we all know, it started with information, then with social media, which is about people and their behavior. And now the mirror world will digitize all the rest. It will penetrate our real world as overlay layers, and it will manifest as meta information, which you will perceive through your devices. And also the mirror world will be populated by digital 3D twins. Digital 3D twins are objects that are cloned from real-world objects, and they only exist in the digital world. And to clone them is absolutely not easy. Our technology is all about reaching the highest visual quality for digital 3D twins and to automate this process. This enables to address several business models. The one that is at hand and the most prominent one to address first is augmented e-commerce. When you are shopping today, you have some 2D photos as a preview, and it decides about your shopping experience. With augmented e-commerce, you will literally pop out the objects out of your screen. You will put them on your table or in your living room or wherever, and you will engage with them in a 3D interaction. This certainly leads to much better shopping experiences and the better buying decisions. It leads to happy buyers and happy sellers and to more sales. Our company is financially in a very comfortable position. We have been profitable since the start, and that's now 2.5 years. Our expected revenues are around $5 million in 2024. And thanks to our highly scalable business model, we can truly expect exponential growth. Thank you very much for your interest, and I'm happy to answer your questions now.
Thank you very much, Joshua. And we go over to the questions. Sven, please.
Sorry. How are you financed up to now?
Up to now, everything is financed from the pockets of the founders, which is mainly me, but not only me.
Thank you.
And you mentioned you're profitable or at least break even. How much is project work versus licensing or selling products? So far, our key competence is on high demand for companies who just buy it on a project basis. It's about 700,000 Swiss francs a year. And the transition ahead of us is to really switch to a cloud-based business model where we can stop working on a project-based basis and to switch to the cloud. This is the real challenge ahead, and it probably needs sound Series A funding, which we are targeting, but we are not in a rush.
Okay. Thank you very much, Joshua. And with this, we finished the cluster here. We are going on at 15 p.m. at 3 o'clock. We go on with the MedTech cluster. And if you want to see anything on our website, the schedule, you'll find it there. So see you at 15 p.m.